Welcome to Oracle Exadata demo session. Let me introduce myself, and I hold more than 14 years of experience in various banking and telecommunication sectors as a database administrator. For last more than 7+ years, I have been involved into some part-time trainings which I deliver in my free time. The key areas where I work, they are Oracle Exadata. I have been working on Exadata since X2. So currently we are using X7 and X8 racks in our production environment. I have been working on two Oracle Golden Gate, Oracle Rack, Oracle applications. I have been working on e-business suite like 11i, then R12.1, R12. I've been working on performance tuning. In my previous job, I was responsible for query tuning, warehouse management, DB maintenance. Also taking care of Oracle Fusion middleware technologies, especially WebLogic Server. I've been working on big data and Hadoop, Amazon AWS, Cloud, OCI Cloud, Azure Cloud, and GCP. I'm Oracle Certified Expert on Oracle Exadata, Certified Expert on Oracle RAC, as well as on Oracle Database Performance Tuning. I'm Oracle Database Implementation Specialist for Database Security Products. I'm OCP version 12c11g 10g and 9i. So this was a brief about myself. Now, moving on, what basically we are going to learn in this training, right? So I'm going to share the course curriculum, the topics that we are going to have in this entire training program. So this course covers the X6 version of Oracle Exadata along with 12c version of Oracle Database. The topics that we are going to cover in this training, they are Oracle Exadata Database Machine overview. So basically we start with the overview about Exadata, right, about its history, how the product got evolved, what was the first model, what is the current model, right, how many transitions this box has already seen. We know that this is $1 million box, right? Then we will be discussing Exadata Database Machine architecture. Next topic would be for key capabilities of Exadata Database Machine, where we talk about the major features like Smart Scan, HCC at a very high level, right, flash cache, etc. We also have a topic which is initial configuration. This topic I personally, suggest everybody to understand carefully, because this is very important in order to understand how the box is configured. Because we know that Exadata is something which is mostly configured by or their own engineers are building the box and handing over to the customer. But how they are doing the things in the background, what tool do they use, which utilities they use, which information is provided by customer, what is taken care by Oracle. So entire thing is covered in this topic, initial configuration, right? We have got topic of Oracle Exadata storage server configuration. So storage servers, right, those who are already aware what Exadata storage server is, right? So this is also called as Exadata cell server or Exadata cells. So how the storage is configured, what is cell disk, what is grid disk, how ASM is configured, how database is actually going to consume the storage towards the end. So entire thing we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. Then another topic would be for IO resource management, which is basically a feature which is built on the top of DBRM, database resource management. So we will see basically when we go through from the training that how DBRM and IORM can work hand in hand, integrated, and how do they work independent of each other. Next topic would be for recommendations for optimizing the database performance. What does Oracle suggest us? This particular lesson would be based on a lot of white papers and meta notes, right? So I will share a lot of references, white papers, meta notes, metalink IDs, right? What does Oracle say about optimizing the performance on Exadata platforms? Because the way we manage our databases outside Exadata, it may not be exactly the same on Exadata. So we may have to, think at a broader level when we are working on Exadata engineer systems. We have a complete deep dive on the Smart Scan topic. Smart Scan, it is a feature which is very much prominent on Exadata. Consolidation options and recommendations would be our next topic. How you can run multiple databases on a single Exadata box or on a single database server, and what are the recommendations to do that? How can you migrate databases to Exadata Database Machine? What are the different techniques There are a lot of methods like physical methods, logical methods, then the hybrid methods. So we will be discussing all those methods and all these topics that I have been, discussing so far. It's not just the theory. We will also be doing the things practically on the lab sessions. Then the next topic would be bulk data loading. How do you load the data onto Exadata Database Machine? Then we will step into the monitoring part, Exadata Database Machine Platform Monitoring Introduction, right? Then how do you monitor your database machine through the cloud control? How do you monitor your Exadata storage servers through cloud control as well as through the command line interface? So we have got a lot of commands like cell CLI, exa CLI, dvm CLI. So all those things we will discuss. We will be seeing how to monitor Exadata Database Machine database servers, how to monitor InfiniBand Network, how do we monitor other components of database machine, starting from the power distribution unit to the Cisco switch, right? So a lot of other things we will discuss in these topics. Other useful Exadata monitoring tools, the utilities like ExaCheck, ExaWatcher, TFS collector, trace file analyzer, right? And a lot more to come here. Then how to perform backup and recovery on Exadata, how to perform maintenance tasks like shutting down, starting up, replacing SSD, replacing hard drive from Exadata. So those things we will see. Then how patching is done on Exadata Database Machine, a detailed discussion on patching, detailed discussion on automated support ecosystem, which is also called as ASR. So all these are the topics that we cover in this training. If you have any plans to take up the certification exam, this course content is sufficient to crack Oracle Exadata certification exam also. Today's agenda, in this demo session, we are going to learn that what training module is offering you, and at a very high level we are going to understand Exadata or an engineered system. So let me just give you a brief introduction of Exadata. So Oracle says that Exadata Database Machine is engineered to be the highest performing and the most reliable platform for running the database. So let me give you a background about Exadata. So in the very first version of Exadata, it was a joint venture of HP and Oracle. And the first version of Exadata was V1, right? V1, V as in Vancouver. First version was V1. And before Oracle released V2, Oracle acquired Sun Microsystems. V2 onwards, the series changed to X. So after V2, next model was X2, then X3, X4, X5, X6. This is what we are going to learn in this training, which is on X6. Alright, currently in the market, X8 is the latest release. As per the date where I am speaking in this session, X8 is the latest system. But there is no training available even by Oracle University on X8 currently. Exam and everything, that is also built on X5 and X6, right? So Exadata, it is an engineered system, but not the only engineered system. So there are other engineered systems also available in the market. Even Oracle themselves, they have released Exadata, they have released Supercluster, they have Exalogic, they have Exalytics. Other vendors like SAP have their HANA engineered system, IBM have NetEase engineered system, right? So this is not a monopolistic market. Most of the people have a myth that Exadata is a monopoly of. There's nothing called monopoly in IT industry. So Exadata Database Machine, it is still across all these engineered systems, this is certified to be the best among all. Now, talking about the technology scope in the market. So these days, when we talk about Oracle Exadata, you guys can, see whatever jobs, job openings, job requirements you're getting in your inbox. Most of the emails, right, they come with the requirement of Exadata. So this is something which is, the hottest technology in the database field. So this is something, back in time, Exadata wasn't acquired by the market. The, trend was at a lower side. If I see 4 or 5 years ago, there were very less number of customers using Exadata. But if you see today, Exadata is getting more and more common because Oracle is not only offering it at, by selling it to the customer, but also there is a concept of Exadata Cloud at the customer. For more information, you can check through Oracle documentation, what is Cloud at customer. That's another technique of promoting their Exadata engineered system, pushing that to every customer, even those who have a small budget. Now they can also afford running on Exadata. Exadata is also being offered on OCI Cloud as a service, right? So on Gen 2 Cloud, OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, Exadata is also available on the cloud as a service. Certification which is available, that is 1Z0070. That's the certification code which is available on, on Oracle University website. Currently, this certification is very high in demand in the market because this is not a very common certification. You may find people who are certified in RAC, who may be certified in OCP, who may be certified in other stuff. A lot of certified people these days in Oracle Cloud, but there are less number of certified people on Oracle Exadata. So that's where Exadata becomes even more important. The learning becomes more important because there is a lot of demand, less number of certified people. So when you do the certification, you may actually, it will add value to your profile. Now, introducing you to Exadata. So this is how the box looks like. You can, if you draw your attention on the slide, on the right hand side, I am displaying a box. This is a cabinet which is holding a lot of servers. So let me use a different pointer to highlight some. So if you draw your attention carefully, at the bottom, these 7, and here, these 7. These are the storage servers, which are also called as Exadata cells. These 4 and these 4, 4 here and 4 here, these are database servers. That means in total we have got 8 database nodes, which eventually means we can run a rack database up to 8 nodes. But that's not end of the story. If you are thinking that's the maximum, that's not right. There is a way to get more, but that's a later story we will discuss when you actually join for the trial. In the middle, you can see here there are 3 switches. There are 3 switches in the middle. These are InfiniBand switches, also called as IP switches, which provide connectivity between the storage and the database server, right? So storage, these 7 storage servers, how do they connect to these database servers? Via the InfiniBand switch. So the storage which is provided by Exadata, that has a mix of hard disk as well as flash storage, right? The database servers are very powerful. They have got a lot of CPUs, lot of RAM available in them. Up to 6 GB RAM is possible. Up to 144 CPU cores are possible. So numbers are huge. Basically, you can also host a private or a public cloud from the system. So it's an engineered system. It's a fusion of everything: software, hardware, OS, network, database. Everything is built in. Everything is certified by Oracle on the top of everything, right? For any issue related to hardware, software, you just have one support desk to talk to, which is Oracle. In height, if you see this box physically in your data center, it is about 73 inches tall. So a brief about Exadata. Now, coming to the lab setup that we are providing. First of all, as I already told you, that this training is not just going to be a kind of theory training, but this is a lab oriented training. So you get enough amount of labs to perform as well as to build your knowledge. What we need from the hardware side on the participant's machine is a 16 GB RAM should be there and 100 GB disk space. That's all we need. You may survive in 12 GB, but 16 GB is recommended to run the simulator smoothly. We give you a virtual simulator with a lifetime access. So it's not a trial version which is going to expire after 30 or 45 days. This is going to be the lifetime property, the lab that you get. And for labs, we are not doing practice wherein, we are not going to give you just an activity guide. You're performing the steps without knowing exactly what you're doing. On the other hand, I will be showing you all the labs on my machine, and then you do that later on using the recorded video, because every session which is going to be held, that is recorded. And towards the end of each session, you get the recording for that day. So watching the recording, you can use that as a reference or as a help, and then you perform your lab activities. So technically, you would be revising the things, you will be doing every lab twice, one time with me and one time without. What we provide as additional course resources, we will be sharing the presentations with you. Those presentations which I will be using in the sessions. The same presentations will also hold the notes pages under them. You can refer those for more details. I will be sharing a lot of useful references from Oracle documentations and other resources. We help you with the sample resumes and resume preparation guidance, how you can highlight your skills for Exadata in your resume. Now, any doubts regarding the subjects, right, or any course timing related queries, you can all check concerned team. You can get in touch. Mobile numbers are also given below. And with this, I would like to thank you for attending this demo session. I hope you enjoyed the session and would hope to see you in the training.